Liftoff.
Something. Or he's a dunce cap or something. I don't know.
I don't really know what we're talking about today because I really haven't had time to plan much for the show. So
It's fine. We weren't even here last week and it still happened.
You guys did a great job. You don't even need me. I don't even want to be here anymore. I've been upstaged.
No.
Well, there's lots of stuff to talk about.
I thought we could
I could talk about Diablo for the entire show and be perfectly happy with
And
that.
I could be incredibly jealous because I still haven't even gotten to install it.
I still haven't played it either.
Episode.
So
good.
it's installed on my computer finally now, but I haven't opened it up and
But
played it.
I kind of want to talk about how much people have gotten even more upset, it seems, in the last week over the always connected thing. It's like, instead of people like dealing with it and then moving on, it's like it continues to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's like, it is what it is, and it's frustrating. And is it that people now see people saying that the game is really good, and they wish that they could play it, but they've decided ethically not to play it? And so that frustrates them?
I think the problem is that you pay $60 for a game, and then you can't get connected. That's frustrating, especially when you're not just
like
an
people who are
online component.
bitching are the people who refuse to buy it. They're the people who are
like
like, I'm
18
not buying
hours,
the
though.
game, fuck this.
Well, maybe they have crap
Well,
internet connections.
well, that's-
or, you know, I mean, that would be
That's
that would be a
true.
deterrent for me. I'm not saying everyone by any stretch, but yeah, if you've got a shoddy low-fi connection, yeah.
I've had very few problems lately, although I logged on weirdly and it didn't... Maybe because I didn't log off. I hit a checkpoint before I logged off, but it weirdly put me back in normal mode in Act 1 this morning when I logged back on, and I was... Weird.
Oh, you ran away!
Hopefully after this
Coming
weekend
after
I will
you.
be able to play it, because I'm going to San Francisco tomorrow and picking up stuff and driving back over the weekend.
Well, that sounds fun.
Oh, I
And by
can't
fun,
wait.
I mean...
By fun you mean miserable and awful?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be, yeah, pretty much. Pretty fucking much.
It is an excellent game.
Oh, I took out
I know,
3 people in one go.
And you know what? So
I'm pretty impressed
yeah,
with myself.
So tomorrow night I'm flying up to San Francisco, and then Saturday I'm packing an SUV, and Sunday driving back. But then Monday's off, so
That's good.
and I'll finally have my computer desk, so I can put my computer on a proper computer desk
Sweet.
and turn on the doghouse system finally.
Yeah.
Again, I'll turn it on and actually use it a lot. I mean, I've used it some. So I thought for starters, given the news over the last 2 hours, that we'd start off talking about 38 Studios. Are you guys up on what's happened in the last 2 hours?
These
No,
guys are
what-
throwing me in.
What
Okay,
happened
so-
in the last 2 hours?
They've fired everyone.
38 Studios laid off everybody in both studios, so the Rhode Island, which is apparently listed at 375 employees, all laid off.
That's like the whole population of Rhode Island.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
More like hit the road island, am I right? Am I
Right.
right?
hey, don't don't do that now. Save it for the show.
I wish Kurt Sling could take the high road island. Am I right? But he didn't.
Oh my god. Wow.
It was a kind of a rocky road island.
That game was just Kirkland's Achilles heel. Or, wait.
Yeah!
Where?
You're about to
all
Delaware
happening.
out. You're welcome.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's awesome.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry, 38 employees. We are really
worse yet.
sorry.
Because 38 bought Big Huge in its entirety when they saved Big Huge, which arguably Big Huge would have gone the way of the wind, and the game that became Reckoning would never have been made if it weren't for 38. But because they bought them in whole, and obviously they're positioning themselves for bankruptcy, they also gutted all of Big Huge. So that entire team in Maryland also lost all their jobs.
I'm also positioning myself for bankruptcy. I thought I'd just position myself that way.
Just in case.
Just to see. No?
Should I not be making jokes right now?
No, I mean, it's I think that I don't really want to get embedded in that. I think it's interesting though to look at the state of MMOs, especially in light of so I also picked up on a fan done analysis of populations on Star Wars servers,
Yeah.
where this guy or gal set up a polling system to go onto all the servers and do a who is lookup and poll the population of the server every hour over a series of hours.
Really?
And use that to calculate the average server loads on all of the Star Wars servers across the world. And the numbers are shocking. They're really shocking.
Shockingly low.
What are the numbers?
Shockingly low.
Yeah.
The average population on a Star Wars server at any given time is 344.
Wow, really?
Compared to a typical
We don't know what it's
WoW
compared
server?
to. We don't know what it's compared to, but that does seem like for a world population at any time, 344 people doesn't sound like very much.
No.
You would think 1,000 minimum would be.
Right. So then the other interesting thing is that they did some analysis and comparison of those numbers to the reported server loads. You know how they list a server as light, medium, heavy, or full?
Sure.
And the threshold for saying full was over 3,000. So really, it sounds like they've already set their servers pretty low. So they have all these servers. They don't have very high populations. We already know they lost 300,000 people in the first quarter of the year. What's happening with MMOs?
It's going to go free to play, which everyone called like 6 months ago.
Yeah. We have been calling that for a long time. And then what's going to happen with Elder Scrolls? How can Elder Scrolls exist in this world?
I feel like
What's
Elder
going to happen?
Scrolls
Are you still playing Terra?
I feel like the
I
Elder
wish I
Scrolls
could.
is
Are
a
you,
different,
that's not what I
it's a
asked.
different property,
Are
though.
you still playing Terra?
I'm not, but that's only because of Diablo 3. If Diablo 3 didn't exist, I would still be playing Terra. Absolutely.
Were you the hamster character? No. Oh, you're so cute! The hamster guy. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Do you think he can equip duct tape?
That's the special ability, like level 10.
Oh, wait, no, that's Gerbil Guy.
Yeah, then you unlock Richard Gere at level 20.
Every time you level up, he looks at you shocked.
Wow. This is awesome.
I would be I think Terra is fantastic, and I would love to be still playing it, but Diablo 3.
I just think, and we can talk about this more on the show, how odd it is, or interesting it is, that the MMO situation with the free-to-play almost mirrors the iOS situation with free-to-play. Almost identically. Like it's
because at the same time, free-to-play in the MMO space seems to have no slowdown at all.
Right.
Like Lotro was way ahead of its time, because what was that, 2 years ago that it went free-to-play and saved its bacon completely.
Yeah, there's a lot of products that have...
and there's obviously people who are keen to this. You know,
How's Tribes doing? Do we know?
I don't know how Tribes is doing.
Is it still ascending?
Well, they just came out with a new content pack like 2 days ago.
Heyo.
It's sending me emails, is what it's doing.
They announced they have like 1.4 million downloads.
They did say they had a lot of downloads, right?
Yeah.
And then Marvel Heroes, which they finally showed a little bit of in-game of, is free to play from the outset, has a great Marvel license, and is a real MMO. Dave Brevik is leading the team. I've met this guy several times in San Francisco. He's super cool, and he was one of the real creative sparks behind Diablo, which if you watch that video, you can see how much it is basically superhero Diablo.
Yeah.
In an MMO space.
I couldn't be more excited about that.
I think it's really cool. And I think if you're a comic book fan, you'd be really excited about that game as well, because it's not build your own hero. It's take your favorite hero and then use pieces from all of the different comic books we've written to create the look and style of that Superman or that Spider-Man that you want.
Right.
And it's really, well, Superman's DC, obviously, but, of that, Avenger or X-Men, or even they had like crazy, like Cable and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's cool. That's really cool.
I think it's very cool.
And it's free to play, and it makes a lot of sense. And I don't see how
But do you think the
subscription
people
model
that are
continues
playing MMOs consistently are that same market? Are that same superhero
They are the free-to-play
market?
Superhero market? A superhero thing, I think Marvel Heroes will attract a different user. I think, though, that they have some similarities in their personality. I don't think that a person who thinks, oh, I'm an RPG MMO player is going to say, oh, I want to go play Marvel Heroes. But I think someone who's really into Marvel comic book stuff is going to at least give it a try. And it's a really well put together game, and it's free to play, so they'll get drawn into it.
I think the free to play is really the hook there, because you could have made the same argument for Star Wars, right? People are going to go try the Star Wars game, Star Wars: The Old Republic, right? Because it's just Star Wars. But then you saw this dramatic drop off. People are like, all right, I played it, this is awesome, but I'm not paying a monthly fee to keep playing it. Okay, bye.
Well, I mean, philosophically, we could even get... By the way, that is a lovely sweater you have.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know why it's sparkly. I was distracted.
I like shiny
She got
stuff.
fat boots.
We could argue also about the design decisions that Star Wars made, because so first they announced Star Wars: The Old Republic as an MMO, and people were like, oh, that's cool, but then very quickly it turns to, wait a minute, we wanted KOTOR. So then they got really concentrated on this, no, don't worry about it. We're making KOTOR 3 and KOTOR 4 and KOTOR 5 because The Old Republic is really a single-player game that you play with a lot of other people. And in doing so, obviously have left at least to popular opinion, a gaping hole in their design when it comes to MMO design, because once people jammed through the single-player content, they were like, eh.
You know, I would love, and there's no way to figure this out, but I would love to know how many people just played the single player, like, and maybe went out on a quest or two with some buddies, but like that was the majority of their experience that they spent. You know?
Well, at least something on the order of 300,000 last quarter, because they're all the ones who dropped.
Right. It's crazy.
And if you look at it the way an RPG player plays games, consumes games, you can easily see where they would say, okay, I'm buying Star Wars: The Old Republic as a $60 single player game, and I need to finish it in a month.
Yeah.
Because I've got my month subscription to play the game. So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to put 45, 50 hours into it this month, play the game, get my fun out of it, and then I'm done.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. No, it's crazy that they haven't gone
free to play. Is that something wrong with that? Is that
No, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not a sustainable MMO model.
Right, but
that's the problem. It's not a sustainable MMO model. And then what's interesting to me also is that they didn't think about it.
We're doing a show right now, but
well, Ryan's recording. It'll just be an extra long pre-show.
Wait, I should be recording this?
I just don't understand. I mean, I understand that you're saying that what they want is that retainability and that $15 a month, but they don't need to have.
All right, we'll move on. You're right. We'll cover this in the show. All right. So obviously this is an interesting subject because we've got that covered in the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Filling in the role of Murdoch.
So what you're saying is that all of
Jeff Mattas. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, and of course we got our own face.
There's a weird one that has. I don't even know what that means. I did try it. I don't know. One of my favorite. Oh, that's what we're doing.
Your snappy dressing and your sense of style.
Thank you. You can't just sit in the cover.
And then of course our own BA Barocas.
Tonight.